DJ, she's getting ready. I'm gassing up my Chevy. I'm gonna pick her up at 6. I hope she's gonna wear the jeans with the chair that her mama never fixed. The moon comes up and the sun goes down. We find a little spot on the edge of town. Twist off, sip a little, pass it around. Dancing, the blues turn the radio up. That fireball whiskey whispers temptation in my ear. It's a feeling alright Saturday night. That's how we do it round here. That's how we do it round here. I'm walking, baby. Blood on the grills.
Well, believe it or not, Nashville actually, it wasn't like on the top of the list of the first moves that I was going to make. In fact, it was either going to be New York or LA. And you got to remember, like this, I moved to Nashville in 1997, so it was a different time back then. Like musically speaking, as far as music is concerned, rock and roll was still kicking butt, and you know people were holding the torch for that back then. And rock was my first choice. I wanted to do something in rock, and I had always heard that Nashville wasn't just a country town, but it was also a rock town. And I decided to give it a chance over LA or New York, and I'm actually lucky that I did, and I made that decision because now looking at the genres of music, it's kind of weird right now, you know? I mean, there's things that are cross-genre with us personally, especially, like we're pop, we're rock, we got a little hip-hop going on in there, and some country, you know? And for us, you know, we feel like we're holding that torch now for many genres across the board when it comes to our show. We give you that rock show, but we also give you a fun show, like everybody on stage is having fun. And it shows in our faces and in our stage presence and the way that we put energy on the stage. Like we never walk off that stage ever feeling like we gave the crowd, you know, less than 150% every single night. The interesting story about Luke Bryan is, or for me anyways, was back in 97, 98, 99 area, I had a friend of mine that was also from Evansville that I didn't know at the time was living and going to school in Nashville at MTSU, and he was working for a company called Famous Music Publishing. He ended up being this really, really great engineer now, and he's doing really, really well in Nashville. But that being said, back then, he was kind of nobody. Nobody knew who he was. But songwriters, hit songwriters, big songwriters that are like nowadays, people have heard of them, like Dallas Davidson or the Hillary Lindsays or whatever. They were doing night demos at Famous Music Publishing because they couldn't afford during the day paying the big price of the studio or whatever. So they would hire Brian to come in and engineer for songs, and Brian would in turn would hire, you know, other musicians in the area, and we would literally play for beer and pizza. But I did a track session one night with Brian, and then the next morning I came in to tear my drums down, and Brian was in there doing some mixing real quick. Little did I know that my buddy Brian was rooming with Luke Bryan, was rooming with him. And Luke at the time was just a hit songwriter, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, not even a hit songwriter, like he was just a songwriter for Murrah Publishing. And he just happened to walk in, and he was on the cell phone, and I remember him being upset because his drummer had bailed on him. My buddy Brian goes, "Hey, this is my friend Sean here. He just played on these tracks here. He's, you know, might be available." And Luke gave me the old, "Okay, well, give me your number and maybe I'll call you" kind of thing. And so I gave him my number, and I guess just a few minutes later he walked around for a second. He goes, "Ah, heck with it, you're hired." So he hired me for the weekend of gigs, and then that just kind of became the norm. I became his drummer for at least, I'd say, a year and a half of just doing like roundabout circuit stuff in Georgia before he got his deal with Capitol. And then when he got his deal with Capitol, I actually left the group because, again, I'm a rock guy, and here I am now with Florida Georgia Line, just absolutely killing it. I'm loving every minute of it.
We light it up with our hands up. This is how we roll. This is how we ride. Let's hang it up and
You know, my story begins with Vic Firth back when I was in school. You know, like, and not just high school and marching band, but like in elementary school. First pair of sticks I held was a pair of Vic Firth sticks. The worst thing about some sticks that I've put in my hands, I'll just say some sticks that I've put in my hands that are not Vic Firth sticks, they're warped. They row funny. They don't feel right in your hands. They're not perfectly matched. They're not, you know, timbre matched or weight matched. They feel weird in my hands, and you can tell when you play. Like, it's just I mean, it's like you might as well hold 2 bananas and play with 2 bananas in your hands. You know what I'm saying? It feels that horrible. And I would say to any kid out there that's buying sticks, listen, if you're going to spend the same amount of money on a pair of sticks from a music store and you've got thousands of choices there, why not buy a quality stick? If you're going to spend the money on it, get a pair of Vic Firth sticks. It's the best on the market. Everybody knows it. You might as well do it. Just put it in your hands and you'll never walk away.
Well, baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise. Let's go. Come on, Master. We're going for a cruise tonight, baby. Yeah, when I first saw that bikini top on her,
I'm an older guy, and I appreciate all kinds of music from all genres of music, but one of my, not just my dad's favorite bands growing up, but he also included me on growing up with this band as well, and it was one of my favorite bands, and not just because they've got great music, but you know, I love just the style of their music, but it's ZZ Top. And here recently, it was the funniest thing. I was on a plane. I literally sat down in my chair. I'm waiting for, you know, they're telling you to buckle up, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm doing that. I get a phone call. And I look down and it's Seth England from Big Loud Shirt. And then my first reaction was, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Here's the manager of Florida Georgia Line calling me for some reason, and I don't know if I did anything wrong. And so I'm immediately thinking, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I was like, I'll just answer it. So I answered it. And he says, just so you know, you're going to be playing LaGrange with ZZ Top on the CMT Awards. Needless to say, that, I mean, everything about me just was like, oh my God, like my heart started beating out of my chest. And I was like, what happened? And apparently Frank Baird couldn't make the show. And it was literally just a 90-second portion of LaGrange. But to me, it was an eternity. We got up on stage, we did our rehearsals for LaGrange, and Billy Gibbons comes back to me, and in his raspy voice, he goes, man, I really like the way you hit them drums. And it was the coolest thing ever. Like, my heart just started beating out of my chest. And if that wasn't cool enough, then we're doing the awards ceremony, and we're doing the LaGrange thing. I kick it off, and we're getting ready to go into the guitar solo where Billy does his guitar solo, and he gets in the mic and he goes, "Get it, Sean," like that. And I literally was smiling from ear to ear. Like, he called my name out over national television. To me, it's a bucket list thing. And that's, to me, that's one of the highest points in my life, is being able to sit up on stage and kick off LaGrange with ZZ Top.
A song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise down a back road, blowing stop signs through the middle of every little farm town with you in this brand new Chevy with a live kid singing. That's right, baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise. I got my windows down, get the radio, get your radio.